Brothers and sisters, I need to put together one of these controversial videos because it is very, very, very clear that millions upon millions of people, probably billions, will die, and they will die with Paul as their God. Because you have a Christian who believes that they have been freed from the Torah, that the Torah is no more, because of the way that Paul has written. Now, please understand, folks, when you're reading the letters to Paul, they are not to you. They are not to this world that we are in. They were to a set of people, and a set of people, we're eavesdropping on the letters of Paul. And as I've been proofreading scriptures, as I've been going through this, from the back of the book to the front, thousands upon thousands of verses, thousands and thousands and thousands of words, there is nothing so blasphemous as what Paul says. And it is only blasphemous is if you take the words of Paul and make it your doctrine, and then you take the laws of our Creator and the work that the Son did, and then you decide that you're not going to do this. There's many, 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 many examples of verses of Paul's that have been written foolishly. Very, very foolishly. Let's talk about what he says right here. Right here, and just if you just take out of context, which 99.9% of the Christians do, this is what you will end up with. Verse 6 of Romans 7:6. But now we have been released from the Torah, having died to what we were held by, so that we should serve in newness of Ruach and not in oldness of letter. What is he saying here? He's saying, well, you have now the Messiah, you have the Ruach, but you don't have to deal with the Torah, right? That is what it clearly sounds like. What Paul meant, I don't know. How he writes, it's not good. And you have all of these people everywhere that have taken this Paul's writings and they've absolved themselves from the work of our Creator, from the work of His Son. And this is a man. This is a man who people worship as a God. The first thing anybody ever says when they come on these channels is, well, Paul said. Well, Paul said. Paul said this. Yeah, we know what Paul said. But we also have 100 other books in scriptures that say 100% opposite of what Paul says. There is no such scriptures anywhere, anytime, that says anything like this. And you could go over all of these writings of Paul's, and they are a mix and mash of things that are so confusing to people. That is why Peter says you have to be very, very, very careful. And so I need to put this warning out to those who will listen, that Paul is not a deity. Paul did not come down and die for you. Paul is not Elohim. And if you have mistaken the words of Paul and you are now heading to the depths of hell because you have forsaken the laws of our Creator, that is a problem. And this is why I will start and probably consistently preach against what Paul says. It's very hard to defend it. When I was going through these, as I'm going through them, I just shake my head. We're reading it line by line, verse by verse. There is nothing in scriptures like Paul's writings. And that is a problem. Guys, we have to be very, very smart. We have to be very understood. We have to be astute in the words. And if you believe that Paul has freed you from the Torah, then you are making him a blasphemer, because that, I'm sure, is not what he meant. How he wrote is not for you. I doubt he ever thought that some of his letters to some of these churches would ever become doctrine that people will follow, and then they've lost their lives and they've lost their souls. Guys, it's time to get smart in the Torah. It's time to get wise in what Scripture says. And it is about obedience. It is about keeping these laws, statutes, and commandments of our Creator without any disregard. You can't go to the left. You can't go to the right. We can't be those people that put this on the cross. Oh, the Torah's on the cross so we can eat our bacon. We can do what we want. We can have shellfish and lobster and everything because Messiah said all food is made clean, right? Those are all doctrines of demons. Those are all lies that churchianity and the church has brought before us. Guys, protect your soul. I'm only here telling you guys this because I worry about all of you guys out there. I worry about the Pauline doctrine, the people that are following the doctrine of Paul, but they've forsaken the laws of our Creator. And as much as it makes people mad when I take off their fairy tale hero, and he may have been a great guy. He may be what the guy in Acts is. You know, the guy, he might have had the Messiah visit him. We don't know. But what we do know is what he writes is contrary to good doctrine. And Peter gave you guys a warning. I'm giving you guys the same warning. Be very, very careful with Paul's writing. Have a good day. I'm out.